What's up, folks? Welcome back. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Going to do a little review for the House of Hardcore 36, a.k.a. Blizzard Brawl Homecoming. That was probably about 15 minutes from my house. Now, unfortunately, I could not attend live, but I had the best seat in the house. I was watching live on Twitch TV on the new House of Hardcore channel. They debuted live, last week? They kept saying last month during the whole thing, and yeah, it was last month, but it was just a week ago, I think, that they did the show, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But and that was 35, and that was a great show. And very, very interesting. I'm just going to touch on that show, something interesting that they're doing, and then I'll jump into tonight's review. Having Joey Mercury and having the franchise Shane Douglas involved in House of Hardcore has that old school feeling, like Tommy Dreamer versus the franchise. I like it. I like it a lot. I dig it. It's, I don't think there's too many of the old ECW guys that he's going to bring back for nostalgia's sake. He brings back a few, like last year at the last, it was the debut of House of Hardcore on Flow Slam. And it was a Blizzard Brawl. First time House of Hardcore was in Milwaukee. Or Waukesha. It's Waukesha, not Waukesha. Okay? Joking about how the girls were mispronouncing that on the post show. It's okay. Love you. It's all love. They came last year, and Sandman was in one of the last matches. Sandman came to town, so that was pretty cool. And of course, you're always going to have Tommy. It's his show. But so this year they returned. It's very cool. They had Austin Aries in his. Now, this sounds kind of funny. His first time ever wrestling in his hometown. That's crazy. First time ever. And had a hell of a match with Joey Mercury. I'm going to kind of just bounce all over bounce all over the card. I'm not going to go from top to bottom. But that was the headliner. Great match. And it's like I said, it's very interesting to see Shane Douglas come out with Joey Mercury and to have this whole rivalry between Shane and Nick Aldis is kind of also under, well, not kind of, he is. Nick Aldis, a.k.a. Magnus, is also under the wing of the franchise. So there's some very interesting little things going on in the House of Hardcore. It's not just, a lot of times it's just matches, the entertaining matches and faces that you're used to seeing on this brand. But there are some rivalries that are brewing up and sound like they're going to possibly stick around for a while. Now, it's going to be a couple months before the next show. Almost a couple months. The next show is in January 26th. I didn't catch where. I apologize. But this was a little bit of revenge from Tommy, from what happened to him at the last show when they beat down Tommy mercilessly at the last show. It was Tommy versus Joey Mercury, I think it was. And so when the ref went down in this match, Tommy I'm laughing, I'll explain it in a minute. Tommy Dreamer runs down with a beanie on as to not give himself away in a ref shirt to take the place of the other one. It would look like, Joey Mercury was going to get the win over Austin Aries after some shenanigans. And then Tommy ended up getting his revenge on Shane and Joey from last month, the last show. And Austin Aries gets his win. And Tommy gets his revenge. So that may be the end of that little storyline between the two shows. But nonetheless, I would love to see more of where this could go with the franchise, and we'll see if he comes back. I like him as a manager. I don't care if he's not wrestling anymore. I don't have to see the legends wrestle all the time, but to see him mentoring, Joey Mercury or Nick Aldis, pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it for this brand. I'm okay with that. So I was laughing about Tommy coming down to the ring because he ran down to the ring, and on the beginning of the post show, he was talking to Angelina Love, who was one of the girls on the post show. And he was saying how he was never going to do that ever again. How he said he was so blown up after that run-in. He's never going to do that ever again. I thought that was funny. That's funny. So, yeah, crazy. Tommy had a match tonight. A hardcore war versus Abyss. Abyss got the win. And Nick Aldis attacked Tommy during the match, which aided in Tommy losing. So, yeah, it's interesting. Oh, that was probably also revenge because in Nick Aldis's match against Carlito, which Nick won, Shane was ejected from ringside. So that was, excuse me. Wow. Still getting over something. Just can't get rid of it. But that was funny. Let's see. Let's talk about. Oh, this was comedic. This was a lot of fun. The SWO, the Squad World Order, as in the Spirit Squad mixed in with a little humor from the Blue, the BWO, the Blue World Order from the old ECW days. So that's, nice little comparing there. You got Randy, who's the guy in training, and then Kenny and Mikey versus. This is great. They cut a little promo and they showed it earlier in the show, but Kenny talked so fast I didn't really pay attention to who they were really talking to. But they wrestled Al Snow and Swoggle, as in Hornswoggle, with David Hero coming to ringside with them. Oh, what a hot mess of a fun match that was. Just crazy. And Kenny's promo at the beginning saying the women love it when he comes to Wisconsin because he whips out his Johnson or some kind of goofy. It's like, stop that, Kenny. Oh, my goodness. You're a poet and you didn't know it. Yes, I wrote that. Shut up. But yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of chaos. Of course, the crowd ate it up whenever Al Snow held up the head, the classic head. What does everybody want? Head, There was there was even a moment where it looked like Mikey slipped and fell off the mat. I don't know. It's just the whole thing was just crazy. David Hero even got involved. David Hero being a local guy who runs the Great Lakes Championship Wrestling. The Blizzard Brawl. He heads the Blizzard Brawl every year and different shows throughout the year. Which he hasn't run too many shows lately. At least I don't think he has. I could be wrong. But the Blizzard Brawl is always the big one. So, I don't know which one this is. This is probably like Blizzard Brawl 11 or something. He's been doing this for quite a while. I think last year was 10, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, David Hero even got involved. He choke slammed Randy. So funny. And that actually looked pretty good too. David's not a wrestler. He's just a tall built guy, but he had his first match a year ago at the last Blizzard Brawl. And that was against, oh man, was that against Abyss? That was against Abyss. So yeah, it's funny. So Abyss is 2-0 the last couple of years. Funny. What else? The show started out with a nice match between Nick Cutler, not familiar with him, and I didn't write down what they called him. Something Guido, Little Guido. It's Nunzio. I'll always know him as Nunzio or Little Guido. They called him something else. But nonetheless, Nunzio won. MVP was in the next match against Jay Bradley. No, not me. Not Jay Bone. No ring for me. Thank you. Jay Bradley out of Chi-Town. Haven't seen him in a while. Haven't seen him since the William Corgan days of TNA. He'd walk around with a stogie. And that was a really good match. MVP still got it, folks. Now, he tweeted out, I'm probably not going to get all the wording right in this, so I'm trying to remember what it said from just memory. I believe the tweet said something to the effect of, and this is like within the last week, this is recent, the WWE called MVP and offered him a spot to come back in the upcoming Royal Rumble in a couple months, and said that he would probably win the Royal Rumble. MVP turned him down. Shocking. How many guys do you know who had what I feel is a successful run in the WWE within the last 10 years? Then they're gone from the WWE. And I don't know. I don't remember how his exit went. I honestly don't remember. I'm guessing it was about 6 years ago. But how many guys would turn down a comeback opportunity? That's interesting. But nonetheless, he was on the last House of Hardcore show too. Had a great match. So yeah, MVP still got it. He's still doing good. He got the win over Jay Bradley. And then Carlito versus Nick Aldis with Shane Douglas. Like I said, Nick Aldis won. Carlito, man, looking jacked. Totally jacked. Interesting fatal four-way here. Kurt Stallion, had to look him up. Not familiar with him. Out of Missouri, so Midwest guy in a sense. Versus Connor Braxton. Connor Braxton, the guy that's always he's always rolling around on the hoverboard, whatever they call those. Versus Eric Cannon. And versus Bull James. Those four guys. This was another hilarious match, and I'm glad they didn't do these back to back like with the SWO versus Swoggle and Al Snow. Because man, I was literally in pain from laughing so hard during this match watching Connor Braxton on that hover thing. It's rolling around and bouncing off the ropes, and he's like, clear my way, and then he's like, and he's going not fast. He's going like 2 miles an hour. I was just dying laughing. That is hilarious. Great wrestler. And there was some really good wrestling in this match too, but so much of it was so goofy. Oh my goodness. But it's fun, you know. You got to have some fun during the show. Can't be all, 7-star matches for 45 minutes. No, you break it up, you know. Have some good wrestling, and you have some fun moments. You know, it's good. Tommy runs a good show. Good stuff. Bull James won that one. Even brought back the old cheesehead. I think the last time he was in town, when he was in NXT, which was last year, he wore Cheesehead to the ring. Pretty cool. Go for the cheap pop. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, pretty funny. Good stuff. And then, oh my goodness, match of the night, folks. Match of the night. Well, Austin Aries versus Joey Mercury was darn good as well. But as far as two guys leaving it all in the ring, Willie Mack and Brian Cage. No shenanigans, nothing goofy, just two Lucha Underground guys, just balls out. Crazy. Incredible match. Willie Mack wins. Zach won that match. Talked about the SWO versus Swoggle and Al Snow. Hardcore War. Abyss beat Tommy Dreamer because Nick Aldis interfered. Mentioned that. Now, the match that everybody was waiting for. Candice Michelle's retirement match from professional wrestling. Now, according to the girls on the post show, she hasn't wrestled in like 10 years. And I'm not going to, you know, insult her insanely. This is her retirement match. This was a really big emotional thing. She wrestled Victoria, or, you know, like Lisa Verone. It's her real name, but we all know her as Victoria. Victoria is another in-ring veteran, classic women's wrestler, just so much talent. Candice was emotional through a lot of the match. She did look like she had a little ring rust. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna say it looked like garbage or anything. You know, no. There was a lot of psychology to the match because they two started out with a hug. And then so it started kind of slow, you know. constantly wiping tears. And then, partway into the match, Victoria looked, she's always got that knee brace on. She looked like she tweaked her knee. And then some guys came to ringside and everybody was on their feet, like worried. Crowd just dead quiet. And Candice is just on the other side of the ring, just, waiting. And then she comes up to Victoria and Victoria's just bawling. She's like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't finish. I'm so sorry. And it was like, oh man, to have a retirement match end like this. And Candice is walking out behind her. She didn't have she didn't hog any glory, even though it was her night. She walked out right behind Victoria, was following her to the back. They get to the aisle, and Victoria just clubs Candice and attacks her. She faked the whole thing. It was, oh my God. What turned into a big emotional, oh man, this is so sad. She had everyone. It was awesome. I haven't seen something like that in such a long time. And then she really laid into Candice, gave it to her. And then Candice Michelle ended up coming a quick but fun comeback, did her finisher and the DDT off the top rope or whatever that was, and got the win, and then and then she got on the mic and thanked Victoria for having the match, talked to her friends and her fans, her family, talked a little bit about how she started. It was just a nice little retirement speech. And they were saying afterwards in the post show that she tweaked her knee and that she had ice on it, and that the retirement party might be a little short-lived this evening. So yeah, how many professional wrestlers who have a big career in the WWE and then end up having, and then she stepped away or whatever, did her own thing for X amount of years. She said she was in the WWE for 3 years. And then she went on to do movies or modeling, whatever she did. I don't know. And then to have her retirement match in her hometown. How many people get to do that? That was pretty special to have Tommy have that happen. That was nice. That was cool. And and I'm sure David had something to do with that too. I'm sure he had, helped bringing in some more local talent, in a sense. And knowing that Austin Aries is from the area. Waukesha. Waukesha, folks. Yeah, I know. Excuse me. And then the headlining match, Joey Mercury with Shane Douglas versus Austin Aries, who won with a 450 splash. Solid match, and some shenanigans. And like I said, Tommy ended up coming down and saving him, So yeah, we'll see where this goes. And I'm so psyched that House of Hardcore is on Twitch. I had a feeling for a while that I wasn't going to see any more house. I mean, I can't afford to pay for the shows, but the fact that he got a Twitch deal and they're free on Twitch, you know, or if you have Amazon Prime and you still get it, whatever. I don't know. So yeah, I was pretty stoked when I heard that House of Hardcore was coming back and that the Twitch deal was going on and that it was going to be on TV. So I watched it, I mean, through my Xbox, of course, but I watched it on my TV. I felt like I had the best seat in the house. It was pretty cool. Saw a couple acquaintances, some friends in the crowd I recognized. Kyle the photographer. And an old work friend, Monty, saw him on there. He was a guy way in the back. Saw him. So yeah, just overall a really fun show. Tommy puts on some fun shows. He really does. You know, and having that come to town here in the Milwaukee area is pretty special. So, like I said, I would have loved to have been there. But hey, he's on Twitch TV, and I'm a follower on there, and yeah, it seemed like they had several thousand people watching. You know, so that's pretty cool. And the post-show, Angelina Love was on there with one of the Dupree girls. They're valets for, what's that guy's name? He didn't wrestle tonight, but he was on the last show. Was that Vic Delicious? He's a regular guy on there. I was hoping that MJF and what's that other guy he's with? It's a regular for House of Hardcore, but they didn't make it into town. I was hoping they were going to be on the show. That would have been great. But nonetheless, Maxwell James Friedman. Is that his name? I think that's his name. That would have been cool. Was hoping he'd be on there. Hopefully he'll be on the next one. So the next one on Twitch after the holidays is January 26th. That is, oh man, is that... Let me look this up real quick. Is that the night before the Royal Rumble? That's going to be crazy if that is. Let's go to WWE.com really quickly and shoot down the shows page here. Night of Champions, December 17th. Survivor Series, duh. That already happened. So Royal Rumble, come on, work with me here. Royal Rumble is, that's the picture for the last one. That's the last one. That's, yeah. It doesn't say when the next one is on here. Well, nonetheless, I think it's towards the end of... It's towards the end of January. So it might be the same weekend. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, oh well. So yeah. Solid show. If you watched... Let me know what you thought. And if you haven't watched, by all means, jump on Twitch TV, become a follower. It's free. You probably have to watch a couple of ads sporadically during the show. I watched it. There was like a Nerf commercial and then, I don't know, like one other thing. It's not bad. It's not like watching, 5 minutes of commercials while watching a regular thing. So, yeah. Obviously worth your money if it's free on there. Not a bad deal. A lot of fun. Loved it. Keep it up, Tommy. Hope you're Hope your success on Twitch TV is good and you keep on doing this, because you certainly got a fan in me, especially loving the local stuff. Hope you come back next year for Blizzard Brawl. Work that out with Dave. Be great. So that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching J-Bone on Smash This Podcast. Ring that bell for notifications. Give the vid a like. Give the channel a sub. And we'll see you down the road for the next one. I've got a few music-related ones I'm going to be doing on some exciting news I just saw recently. Might even sneak in a CD review within the next few days. We'll have to see. So stick around for that, folks. And yeah, that's it for this one. Have a great rest of your weekend.